Grand Rising family, Grand Rising, and welcome back to the Electric Leaf, where it is my goal to assist you in nourishing your mind, your body, and your chakras. I hope that you all are doing well. I hope that you all took the time to work with that gorgeous moon energy that we just had. And anyway, I'm up early this rising to share with you all about toxic femininity. I was just looking at the moon and I was thinking, you know, so many people really feel that they can only work with the moon um, when it's full, when it's brightest in the sky, but the moon is just like, please, that's just your perspective. I'm always relevant. I'm always relevant, whether the sun is shining on me or not. Or, excuse me, I'm always being shined on, whether you can see that I'm being shined on or not. Let's put it like that. Anyway, when I thought about that, it started bringing me into the message, or it started reminding me about the message that I downloaded to share about those who may be on a twin flame journey that I just posted like last week or so. But anyway, in that video, I kind of touched on toxic femininity, but I didn't really go into depth about it. And I want to just say that toxic femininity can be displayed whether you are male or female, okay? Regardless of your sexual preference or orientation, darling. You can you can display toxic feminine energy if you are not aware or conscious of your energy. And where either one is imbalance, feminine energy or masculine energy, you stand the chance of running into a toxic tilt of either of those energies, okay? But because toxic masculinity seems to be like a major topic of discussion, and most people seem to kind of have it covered and kind of have it down pat, um, but the toxic feminine energy is the one that we don't really talk about that much. And I feel that it's important for us to talk about it because some of us are playing the victim, darling, when we shouldn't be. We need to take responsibility for what we're doing and what we're contributing to our lives. Toxic femininity is when feminine energy shifts into a blameless, victimized state. Okay, so balanced feminine energy is very powerful, it's very strong, it's just as beautiful as masculine energy. Feminine energy is the energy of stillness, powerful stillness. Like if you think about a tree, that is, I mean, that's so much power, right? That's so much power that is stored up just waiting. If you think about the stillness of a body of water, or even like a river would be still if it wasn't for gravity. So that's kind of it's kind of a shared space between masculine because it is moving, but the water within itself is just following a natural flow of gravity. Okay, so when you think about that intuition, knowing the stillness of standing in your truth and knowing who you are, and how that energy can turn toxic, it's when turning the other cheek goes wrong. Okay, it's when you see that you're in a position that is bringing you down, that is not serving you, is not doing you any good, and you stay in it for whatever reasons that you're giving yourself or telling yourself. Okay, so if you know that you're in an uncomfortable or unhealthy living situation, but you choose to stay there, that is toxic femininity. If you choose not to speak up for yourself in a time where you know you would speak up for someone else, or your child, your family member, but you don't do it because of a fear of being seen as not being in a woman's place, then that's toxic femininity. If you allow people to mistreat you and you don't firmly enforce, lovingly but firmly enforce your personal boundaries, then that is toxic femininity. Okay? If you if you do not If you do not make it a priority of taking care of yourself, but you take care of everyone else, that is toxic femininity. If you don't take time for yourself to nurture yourself, okay, and you feel your emotions are, you're drowning in them, the emotions are related to, or they are associated with the element of water, and water is a feminine aspect of energy. So if you feel that your emotions are have been taking over you and you're not able to talk, you feel like your throat chakra is blocked or your solar plexus is blocked, or you are not able to understand why your sacral chakra is blocked. And see, a sacral chakra block can come in so many forms. Um, Sacral chakra, that is the sacred chakra, okay? And that is where our reproductive organs are housed. And that is where we make um, physical blood oaths. Sex is a ritual. We got to remember that, okay? It's the most common, disrespected, misunderstood ritual there is. So many of us, so many of us um, are afraid of rituals and things like that. But what we don't recognize is the fact that every time we have sex with someone, we are engaging in one of the most serious blood oaths there is. Common, but serious at the same time. So if you are if you are not able to embrace your sensuality and your sexuality without feeling like, oh well, um, without thinking whole vibes, or, and what I mean by that, let me go a little bit deeper into that. Have you ever seen a woman who, when she's in her clothes, out walking around, or you can just feel her energy, it's just strong, feminine, beautiful, sexual vibes, but they're not. Um, she's not provocative. She's just strong in her feminine power. She could be wearing something that makes you feel uncomfortable, and so you start calling her names like a hoe or Jezebel. Jezebel. That's a popular one for the church, right? you know so it can get to that space where you feel like well, I'm not allowed to embrace my body, because if I do, then I'm a disgrace to the most high God. No. Go back to going back to that first book. Nakedness is beautiful, and of course we live in a world where nakedness can't be embraced like that, because we have a lot of people who are imbalanced as well, and they display signs of sickness. But you should be able to look at yourself and love yourself. Rolls, stretch marks, all of that. Okay. And I'm not going to get too deep into that whole balancing your sacral chakra, your sacred chakra, because I want this video to focus more on understanding what toxic femininity is. And that toxic femininity is not being able to love yourself, but loving others. That's not real love. If it doesn't come from your vessel being overflowing first, then it's just not real, because you're pulling it from a different space and dressing it up so it looks like love. But love, when you're able to love others, is because it comes from an abundance of self-love, okay? And so a lot of us, men and women, are dealing with that toxic femininity, that toxic feminine energy, and learning how to pull it into balance, okay? And that's what we're doing here. So if you have anything to add, please add. I would love to hear it. Add to the discussion, so that we keep growing our tribe. Okay, we keep growing our tribe. We keep on learning from each other and sharing love with one another, and having beautiful discussions. All right, that need to be had. So anyway, I hope that today is a beautiful day for you. I hope that you experience some peace, balance, and tranquility in your day to day. So until next time, family, continue to vibrate love and vibrate well. Peace.